I am Diana Batten. I'm MLA for Calgary-Acadia and Shadow Minister for Children and Family Services and Childcare. Why politics? That is a loaded question. I would say that previously I worked in fields where I've always been advocating or supporting people. I'm one of those people that need to do stuff. And so what I found is that I was no longer able to make the change I needed to in my old job. So politics it's a much larger platform to connect with far more Albertans and be able to affect change. So, yeah. So why I chose the Alberta New Democrats is simply that if you look at the province of Alberta, we really have two parties right now. And the party in power, I think we can do better. And so just taking a look at it, it was who reflects my values. I'm all about people, and the Alberta New Democrats, all about people. So we fit in really well with each other. The two things I like about my work, well, that's tough. Okay, well, I love that I connect with people all the time. Doesn't matter where I am, I connect with people, and I'm learning to ask the right questions. And I would say the second part is connected to connecting with people, which is that you put it out in the universe that you want to do something good. These are my values, this is what I want, and then it attracts more people like that. So that's what I found. I'm part of a caucus that has the same values and the same goals, and being part of something where you know you're on the right side of history is pretty cool. So that would be my second favorite. Goodness, one thing I'd like to change. I would say that, so thinking back to my comment about it being really kind of a two-party system right now in the province, I've heard tales of other times where we've had, maybe a minority government, we've had other parties inside that house, and so that kind of forced a collaboration. That actually forced negotiation, and I think that's really important for democracy to work. When you have a government that can do whatever they want, they don't have to listen to the other side, and that means they don't have to listen to the other half of Albertans. And so if I could change that, I would change that. Any regrets? That is a very good question. You should probably ask my husband. I would say that this is honestly the best job I've ever had. It is both. I will steal this from MLA Ganley, who describes our job as, every job you have stuff that you like and stuff that you don't like. This job has a lot more of both, right? It is an amazing, amazing job. That being said, it is 24/7. And so learning to put boundaries and learning the self-care and prioritizing things that aren't simply my job is really important. So, yeah. Favorite moment at the legislature. I would say, I didn't know it at the time, but in hindsight, when you're first swearing in, you get to give a maiden speech. And at the time, I had no idea of the impact or what an amazing opportunity that was. And now in reflection, that is really, really cool. Fewer than 1,000 Albertans have ever been sworn in and ever had that opportunity. And so I think it reflects the privilege of the position. And so yeah, that was really cool. Favorite public interaction? I would say anything that has to do with kiddos. So of course my shadow ministry, I get to interact with a lot of children and youth and families in general. But one of my favorite things is to visit the schools. So I recently visited a grade 2 classes, I should say. There were more than 80 grade 2 students in one room. It was a lot. But that's when they learn about government now. And so just listening to the next generation who they have so many great ideas and their concerns are so valid, that's really exciting for me. I love that part because that's the job, right? The job is to try and make the world better for them. And so it's lovely to hear it straight from them. Yeah. One thing I'd like to be remembered for. That's a tough question. I would say that I try as best I can to be reasonable and rational. And I, of course, try to put my best foot forward at all times. So at the end of my political career, I would love if my legacy simply was that I ideally did a really good job, but that I really truly served the people who elected me. Because I think the call to public service is not for everyone, and that for those of us who have the privilege to do it, it really is important that we realize the importance of that job. And so at the end of the day, even if I'm never in government, even if I don't have a private bill I get to push through, as long as I serve the people who elected me, that'll be enough. Very good question. So one piece of advice I would give to anyone who wants to enter into politics, I would say it's the how much do you want it? And that's a bizarre way of putting it, but it is a very time-consuming, heavy job. It is amazing, but you gotta work. I describe politics a lot as kind of choose your own adventure, because it is. You are elected, and then you are to serve the folks who elected you. No one tells you how, right? So you figure that on your own. So I would say, if in fact if they're like, I want to be a politician, that's where I'm going, start working on those skills, right? Think about if that brings you joy, right? Because if you don't enjoy what you're doing, it makes those hard days even harder. So I would say, do your research, chat with politicians, chat with people who used to be politicians, and just see if it's what you think it is. Because there's always ways to make change in this world, and it doesn't have to be one way or another. So yeah. I love it. My 10-year vision for my riding. So my riding right now is, it's pretty big. So we flow, so I don't know how familiar you are with Calgary, but it starts at the top of Blackfoot and goes all the way down to Fish Creek. So it's a very long riding, very diverse. So every community has their own needs, their own structures, their own everything. Calgary Acadia has 48 schools. So it's an older riding, right? It's established neighborhoods, and what I would like to see is preserving some of that, right? We know we need to densify our housing. There's no question. We know we need to invest in public education, et cetera, right? So my 10-year vision would be that Calgary Acadia has what it needs, right? And if it's that we need to fix the infrastructure that's currently there, or if we need to, really have heart-to-hearts with the communities about diversifying the housing, because these are some folks buy their homes and have been there for the last 40 years, right? They make the community. They've literally grown as the community. And so for folks who want to stay and call Calgary Acadia home, I want to make that home as, I guess, impressive as we can.